Welcome to Denglisch Docs. In American culture, there are different levels to relationships. Let's talk about the differences between friends and acquaintances. We call people who we don't know at all strangers. So a college student might say, "We were hanging out last night and these three strangers kept trying to talk to us. It was so awkward." We refer to people that we know on a superficial level as associates or acquaintances, which means we know them slightly, but we don't know them well enough to qualify them as friends. Typically, these are occasional contacts, coworkers, classmates, or a friend of a friend that you may have met a few times. They're not quite your buddies, and they have a long way to go before they become your chums, which means friends. So if you were at a work-related party and someone asks, "Are you and Timothy friends?" you can say, "No, we're associates," or, "Well, he's a very good acquaintance." Now, of course, colleagues can be friends too, but it all depends on the depth of your interactions and how well you get along with them. When we say we get along with someone, we mean that we interact with them in a mutually friendly or amicable way. For instance, if someone were to ask, "Are you and David friends?" you can say, "We're not really friends, but we get along." We call non-family members who we share very close and personal relationships with our friends. These are the people who we are extremely tight with, which means close to. We consider people friends when we know them inside and out. These are the people that we talk to, joke around, hang out with, and have intimate relationships with. Americans under 40 call their best friends besties or BFFs, which is short for best friends forever. When talking about a close friend who we engage in mischief with, we call them our partner in crime. And when we talk about a trusted friend who we can trust with our innermost thoughts, we say he or she is my confidant. Although amigo is a Spanish word, we use it in English too. So you might say, "Debbie is my amigo." Some other commonly used words to refer to friends are pal, sidekick, and buddy. People over 50 sometimes use the word crony. Americans in their teens and 20s commonly call their friends their homeboy, homegirl, or homie. It's a word that they usually hear in urban hip-hop culture. It's a very informal but endearing term that usually is used in a laid-back social setting like around the neighborhood, at parties, or on a college campus. They might also call their good friends roll dogs, ride or dies, or day ones. A roll dog is a friend who is ready to go anywhere with you. A ride or die is a friend who is always down or ready to do anything with you. And a day one is a friend who has been there since the beginning, through the good and the bad times. They are your friends for life, which means that you share an unbreakable bond. For example, you can say, "Marcus is my ride or die, Valerie is my roll dog," or "Rich and Tanisha are my day ones." Sometimes we call a close friend a brother from another mother, or a sister from another mister. These are witty ways to say they are more like family than friends. People often say this when they're giving wedding toasts or talking publicly about a close friend. We call the people we're dating or in mutually exclusive love relationships with our boyfriend or girlfriend. Teens and people in their 20s also say, "John is my boo," or "Jay is my bae," which is a term of endearment that means babe or baby. People over 30 prefer to introduce this type of special friends as their partner, companion, or significant other because it sounds less immature. Now, whether we're talking about besties or homies, one saying can benefit all of us. If you want a friend, be a friend. Thank you for watching Denglisch Docs.
We out like that, and we'll be back.